We done did it, y'all. We done did it. We done got started. Here it is. The Songs of Strangers podcast. I dare say that I'm exhausted from the setup alone.
I'm exhausted from watching you set up. I've been sitting here on Pinterest, kind of enjoying my life. And now that you're done setting up, it means that I have to work.
Yeah, it's work time.
Yeah, it's time to go. For you, I think the hardest part was setting up. For me, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to write a song. I've got to be creative and not think about dinner and things that I want to eat. Which is kind of my daily struggle, let's be honest.
I feel like we're always thinking about what we want to eat.
Yeah, I know.
Babe, you went to a new grocery store today that you just discovered?
Did. Oh my gosh. It's called Little Nelly. I'm obsessed. I've been 3 days in a row.
Where is it? We live in Los Angeles.
If we live in Los Angeles, it's in Burbank. It's not too far away, and it's like a little market, and they have like really good. It's like the kind of place that I just want to. It's like a little mini Nancy Meyers movie in our neighborhood, and I could just eat there all day long.
Why don't we?
Well, I've gone 3 days in a row, so
that's true.
Let's keep the streak alive.
I think we should be honest with ourselves.
Sunday brunches, so.
Oh man, my back hurts from sitting here trying to solve problems. Oh.
But now, I mean, I can say I'm like working on pitching an idea for a cookbook, and so now it feels like it's like, oh, I'm actually being productive because I need to get ideas for recipes and vibes and like general excitement around food.
Yeah.
And in order to do so, I need to go eat at these restaurants.
Yes.
So that's how I tell it to myself.
Eat at them restaurants, girl. Listen, we are burgeoning a new. Is that a word? We are burgeoning.
Ew.
This
is that was such a gross sounding thing.
We are
starting
a brand new thing here. We are podcasting. We are Johnnyswim. My name's Abner.
I'm Amanda.
And we are a band. We're married. We got 3 beautiful babies. We travel the world. We got a cooking show on Magnolia and HBO Max. And we have a podcast called Songs with Strangers.
And let me just tell you, we've never been podcasters in that people have said, what if you guys did podcasting? We were like, nah. But then we did this thing called Songs with Strangers a couple years ago. And we met strangers online, and we would write a song with them, and we would put the song out. We'd record it in a day and put it out. And it was just kind of this fun little thing that we did for a very short season of time during the pandemic. And we were like, what if we bring that back? And our manager was like, what if you made that the podcast? And we were like, boom, 2 stones.
Podcast.
One bird, baby.
Hold on, I got to name this recording. What is it? Songs with Strangers, episode 1.
Anyway, so we don't know what we're doing. And that's the way we like things because it keeps it fresh.
Yes, keep it fresh. That's exciting to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here in Songs with Strangers podcast is we're going to replicate what we did over COVID. Over COVID, we would select a stranger on Instagram, and we would spend the next 13 hours sometimes. Seriously.
We will not be recreating that
We will not be recreating the 13 hours. We spent 13 hours writing with them and then recording the song and releasing the song that night. Today, in podcast number 1 of Songs with Strangers, we will be doing all of that in 1 hour. We are about to release our newest song in an hour, and we have no idea what it's about, what it sounds like, or anything, and that is the adventure here of the Songs of Strangers podcast.
There is one little small difference, and the difference is that when we did it during COVID, we literally just picked somebody randomly off the internet. We had no idea what their story was.
If they were watching our live stream, I'd close my eyes and pick a name, and they'd join.
So we had nothing. We were going off of literally zero, and this time, just to streamline things a little bit more, we've asked people to write in and tell us a little bit about themselves, and we've been able to go through ahead of time and pick. So we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yes, people have submitted themselves and told us a little bit about their story, and we picked the one.
Already, I have ideas for today, which is fun.
That's exciting.
And that was something that did not happen before.
No.
Because I didn't know what I was doing or who I was talking to.
I've been thinking about microphones and video cables this whole time. I don't even have I have a lot of guitars behind me. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that. Are you ready to welcome in our very first Songs of Strangers podcast guest? By the way, let's please give a warm welcome to our producer, one Amy Waters, ladies and gentlemen. Adding podcast producer to Ames. You can join right there. Join for a second. Let's see if it works.
I googled how to do a podcast.
Hold on, why are you muted?
And
I think your mic's muted over there, but hey, we can pick you up on these mics.
She said she Googled how to do a podcast this morning. And you know what? Here we are.
Nothing wrong with that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited. We're thrilled. We're nervous. A little gassy to welcome our very first guest on this brand new podcast, Songs of Strangers, where we will meet a stranger and write a song with them and release that song, perform that song for you right here on this podcast in an hour. We're a band. We do this professionally, and we have a brand new song coming out in 1 hour, and we have no idea what it's about. We're about to get started. welcome.
Got nervous.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Songs with Strangers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Songs with Strangers podcast.
The podcast.
Oh my gosh, am I letting them in? I'm nervous. Once I hit let in, it's on.
I think let's let him in because, like, gosh, we have an hour.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast, the first ever Songs with Strangers podcast, Alysa and Coleman. Yay!
Yay!
All right,
guys, we're gonna write a song in an hour.
So we have the newest Johnnyswim song comes out in an hour, and we have no idea what it's about yet. But we know we're writing it with you guys. Alysa and Coleman, are you guys professional songwriters in any capacity?
I am not.
There we go. I like that.
I am not either. The only
There we
songs I
go.
have ever written are for, old ex-girlfriends.
Hey, and may they rest in peace.
May they
Alyssa
rest
hasn't
in
gotten
peace.
one yet?
We are
No, we
not.
talk about it a lot, actually.
We're not.
All right, so real quick, tell us about
podcasters
yourselves.
either.
How did you guys meet?
So, the very first Songs with Strangers, obviously this was back in 2020, April of 2020. It was a time where I think we were all just really craving connection and community, and there just wasn't a lot of it. We were all at home, and you guys had started the first Songs with Strangers. And it was the first one that we did, so it was Wait. And we were on it for like 13 hours.
Yeah.
And-
Literally.
No, quite literally 13 hours. And there was a group of us, and there was more than 20 people, but there was at least 20 people who had been there like for the entire 13 hours, and we were just in the chats and talking and all this stuff. And one of our friends, Paige, decided to make a chat that had like a DM type thing that had 20 some of us in it, and we both got added to that. And ultimately,
never
that
met
is
before,
the beginning
right?
of it. No, not at all.
You never met, didn't know each other from Adam.
No,
And where
That
were you guys
chat.
living at the time when you met in that chat?
I lived in Nashville.
I was in Charlotte.
Yeah. And so he, in like October of 2020, he had come to go visit Nashville with his family, just like completely unrelated. And he put in the chat like, hey, don't we have somebody here who lives in Nashville? And I was like,
Was
yes.
that like, were you being tricky? Because you were like, I know exactly who's in Nashville, or did you
So-
really not know?
Amanda, I had a slight clue. However, I was definitely not the most active member in the chat.
No.
So I was
Okay.
kind of like, I can kind of play dumb here, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And so we were like, yeah,
called
Alyssa
game.
lives here. Yeah, right, exactly. And so he came to Nashville, and then he asked me for my address, and I gave it to him. And he was at my
Creepy.
house in 5 minutes. I know. I would never do that. It was
Because
very
he already
weird.
knew where you lived.
Real
he
talk.
was actually just in his car outside.
Real talk, I've
He
never
was just
gotten
waiting.
anywhere in Nashville in 5 minutes. So I don't know how.
I know,
so tell us the
right?
secret there.
It's called
He had
game, babe.
do you want to know? Do you really want to know?
Yeah, of course I want to know.
By skateboard.
How were you there in 5 minutes by skateboard?
I had great quads at the time. I don't know.
He
I was
had
actually I
Write
was
that
pretty
down.
I was pretty sweaty when I knocked on the door, so it was not my best presentation, but it worked out.
Yeah.
They had
Sweaty.
been downtown. And I lived downtown. I went to school
Okay.
over in that way, and so he went across. It was like 2.5 miles, right? Something like that. And yeah, he was at my house very quickly. It was very strange, but so and loving and so great.
Yeah.
But so we talked for like 2 hours, had a great time, and then we just kind of thought that we would like take a picture and send it to the group, and I didn't think I would ever really see him again.
I didn't think I'd see her again.
Yeah, or anything like that. And then now I live in Charlotte. Ooh.
Okay, so first
Hold
of
on.
all,
So you moved there for work. You moved there for.
Well, so we had been dating for a year and a half. So yes, I moved for Coleman ultimately. We had been dating for a year and a half. Yeah. So 2 days after he left, or actually, I guess it was the next day that he was making fun while we were on our first not a date, but while we were on our porch talking. He had made fun of my fake hydrangeas.
Yes.
Because he just didn't think that they were.
No shade, but shade. If you have fake plants in
Yeah.
your house,
So the next day, I got a plant in the mail, and it was addressed to the lovely Alyssa Torino.
oh my goodness.
Oh wait, how far after the skateboard to your house was this? How long after
So
that?
2 days.
Yeah, so he sent it. The day was the 16th. He sent it on the 17th. I got it on the 18th.
Okay. So you wrote that when you wrote in about Songs of Strangers.
Yes.
You wrote that, and I absolutely love that I walked into the room and I said, okay, we have to talk to Alysa and Coleman first. The song has to be called White Hydrangea.
No.
Because it also rhymes with stranger, which
songs
with strangers. But also I was like, I love this idea that, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I loved this idea of like, maybe you were just making fun of plastic plants, but also like the easily reliance on something that's safe versus something that's real and could die but is breathing and alive.
Absolutely.
And that ultimately that's what the chance that you guys took on each other. I mean, you were living in different places and you had to like take a chance on something that was like a little bit risky.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you met online in a chat room.
Yep.
I love that you mentioned that because we still have that plant.
Yeah.
The fake one or the real one?
No, the real one.
No, get out of here.
Yeah. We've like propagated it and split it, so leaves are growing.
Oh my gosh!
And
How old is it now? It's a year and a half old. It's 2 years old.
It's it'll be our 3-year anniversary of our official first date is January this year. So in like 2 weeks, we've been dating 3 years.
Oh my gosh!
I have I had told him that I was gonna keep the package label.
Oh
my gosh,
you know. And now I have it above my bed.
That is absolutely.
I said, she said I've never been called lovely before, and that's why she was going to keep the label. And I was like, no, you're not. You're not going to keep that label. But she did. So.
And now it's above my bed.
All right, guitars out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. We're going to start with the question I hope to start every podcast, every songwriting session within this podcast. Since there's 2 of you, I'll ask you each one question. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Alyssa, pick a letter between A and G.
Okay, let me answer your question. I need to be able to sing the song.
Maybe. No, pick a letter. Pick your favorite letter.
Do you need to be able to sing the song?
You asking or you telling me?
No. Okay. D, maybe?
D. D as in dog. All right, and Coleman, question, major or minor?
I like minor.
D minor.
A little more jazzy.
Oh.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I didn't even think to mic up my guitar. I also didn't think to tune it. Y'all keep talking for a second. I'm going to tune.
Okay, so you've been together 3 years now. Abner and I are sitting over here, for those of you listening and not knowing. Abner and I have been sitting here taking notes over little things because I feel like all these little moments matter. So it's almost been 3 years. Just side note, no pressure at all, but Abner proposed to me on our 3-year dating anniversary. But no pressure. I'm just
throwing it out there.
Just giving you that information. At what point did you move?
So I had to graduate nursing school first. So I was in nursing school. He was in school. It was obviously the pandemic. We were long distance. We talk a lot about how if we could get through all those things that were just piled on top, or we're golden.
Yeah.
And so I moved in June or July of 2022, so last year.
Okay.
So we had been dating for 1.5 years when I moved.
And then my next question was, after that first initial day, the White Hydrangea day, how long before, at that point when you got the hydrangea in the mail, were you like, I have a crush? Or were you still like, oh, I might not ever see him again? Or at that point were you like, oh, could be a thing?
It was one of those things where I was like, is he flirting with me?
Yeah.
Does he like me? I don't know. I was sending it to my friends, like, what do you think this means?
Yeah, and they were like, ugh.
Yeah, right. They're like,
look it up on Reddit. What does it mean when somebody sends you a plant?
Yeah,
they're like,
addressed to the lovely you.
Yeah, they're like, this is uncharted territory. Yeah. Unsure. But so we had just started FaceTiming pretty much every night, right?
Yep.
And then in January, because he had come to Nashville, I decided to go to Charlotte, and then that was when it became like very real. We were like, we're gonna go first date. We're gonna do this thing. And just kind of like take it month by month, which is what we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Neither of us were really in a place where we wanted to get into a relationship because we were both in school.
Yeah.
Alyssa was in nursing school especially, and they literally tell you don't start anything new. Don't do anything crazy.
My dean told me that on day one. She said, don't buy a house, don't get into a relationship, don't do anything new. And then I was like, I'm going to get into a long-distance relationship just to spice things up.
Oh, my goodness, y'all. I'm so nervous right now. I'm sweating bullets. It's the very first episode of Songs with Strangers, the podcast. And we have a song coming out in the next 50 minutes. And so far, we know D minor. And we think we want to call it White Hydrangea.
I mean, I'm up to change it.
I think that's a beautiful name.
But I like the idea.
I think that vibe's cool. Right? Little two-steppy thing. Heart your mind, sweat it down. Yeah.
And then it can go. But like if it slows down for the chorus.
Yep. My hands really hurt.
Just a softer, like more muted chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it's kind of like ooh.
So our idea here is that we're going to take as much of your time as we can in the next just a little bit. Just get as much information out of you as possible and conversation out of you. You know, what's the funnest thing you guys have done recently together? What's something that stands out in the last couple months, couple weeks even? Maybe this week. Did you do anything this week that's just stands out?
Actually, we're in Mexico for a music festival.
What?
Yes.
Let's go. Where in Mexico do you go?
It was at Cancun. It was a music festival that had like 10 of our favorite artists on it, and so it just worked out perfectly. And it was January, obviously, is our anniversary, and so we just made it a whole thing. We were there for a week, and
Man.
Our whole relationship's kind of built on music, obviously, through you guys. Last year alone, we went to 20 concerts. Not
No
just
way.
in general, and we went to a lot of your concerts.
Yeah.
But
that's that no kid life. You should just run that. That's awesome.
Keep riding that train.
Keep riding that train.
I like
so
that.
Fun. I mean,
I
always feel like experiences are the best way to
yes,
keep a
We do too.
relationship fresh and also just have fun together.
absolutely.
You know?
We just had, sunshine, great music, each other, and then actually in one of the letters I wrote, that was kind of, I was like, that's all I need, really.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. What was that first thing you said?
Music, sunshine, and each other.
Man, let's go.
I'm always reluctant to dance, okay? So
Well,
And
let's
I'm a
dance
dancer.
now, brother.
I'm a dancer.
Listen, she's a dancer, so
Yeah.
you got to be somebody that makes me feel real comfortable to give me
Yeah.
that. She is that person. She is that person. So for the full week, we just kind of,
I love to dance.
I love
I love to be alive, you know? It's
Yes.
just be alive. I'm very stubborn with my joy.
Oh,
Very what?
love that stubborn with my joy.
Ooh.
Coleman gave me a card. He used to send, like, whenever he would send me letters and stuff, he would send me other things too. And it was a card that said, what is it right there? I don't remember the exact quote. It says, stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive.
Oh.
And so I keep it next to my bed. Coleman makes me glad I'm alive, you know?
And then you keep him next to your bed too.
And then he's also right there, so we're good.
So double joy.
Yes.
I like this. The page is filling up. I'm about to have to turn pages already.
I
My
know,
fonts are already
I'm
getting
already-
smaller. Alyssa, what's your favorite thing about Coleman?
Coleman is the kind of person that you really only meet one time in your life. He has these traits about him, like, for example, I was just talking with one of my friends about this because it's such a tender thing to do when we get home, if we're home late or anything like that. He'll remind me to close the car door gently because the baby next door might be sleeping and we don't want to wake them up. And it's just like, that's not something I've ever encountered with another human being before.
Oh, he's so much nicer than I am.
He's so kind.
Sounds like he's not a narcissist. That's great for you.
That's great.
However good you think he is, he's better. That's how I feel.
Oh,
I'm gonna write that.
That's how I feel about him.
Coleman, beat that. What's your favorite thing about Alyssa?
that's going to be difficult. She is what I wanted before I even knew what I wanted. And so there's been some changes, you know, in our relationship in either location or age or stage of life. And so I have just kind of realized what I've needed through her. And I know I can't get away from that.
I like that. I'm writing it down. Sorry. I learned what I needed through her. That's heavy.
Also, she's probably the most understanding person that I know. She's very approachable, and you are very lucky if you're her friend.
Oh,
That's sweet.
better be.
Thanks, babe.
I feel like we have so much fodder.
We spend a lot of time on the water.
Yeah, we do. He has a sailboat.
So we
Oh,
wanted to
let's
do
go.
See,
Tell-
Abner's a pilot, and
Yes.
I've been saying let's sail instead.
Amanda's scared.
Yeah, come on.
Amanda's scared of flying with me.
I'm not scared of.
I've seen you. Okay, let's put it this way. I took her and our oldest daughter, our middle kid, Luna, on a flight to Santa Barbara from here in Los Angeles. We went to Santa Barbara to get lunch and hang out, have a good time, get some coffee, and then fly back together. She Ubered home from Santa Barbara.
Okay. Also, we had a friend with us who was barfing the whole time, and so we were like, we'll just go home with him. But I will say,
He did throw up into my flight bag too, which was not cool.
I've seen him look into the refrigerator and not be able to find the carton of eggs that's right in the front. And so I'm like, I know you too well to trust you as a pilot. No offense.
I can completely understand that. I feel the same way.
So I'm like, sailing I feel better about because, you know, I can jump into the water and swim, and at least I can float on my back if all else fails.
At least you can,
Sailing
you
is
know.
fun. Sailing is fun. And it's like an old 1970-some sailboat that he's like renovated and done all the stuff
What's
with.
it made of? What's it made of? It's like fiberglass. Is it wood?
It's teak and fiberglass.
All these little things are cool.
I know.
Might need something to rhyme with leak later.
Well, it has had a leak, and we almost flipped it the last time
Yes,
we were
oh
on
my
it.
gosh.
No.
When you were just saying you were scared of going, I was like, ooh. It was really windy that day, and I shouldn't have been the only other person on the boat because somebody else
You
who
couldn't help
knew
it.
what they were doing should have been.
Yo, sailing is cool. Is there a favorite moment you guys have shared together on the sailboat?
We've spent the night on the sailboat before and
No
just like
way.
slept out front under the stars. It was
I
like
would do
very
that,
surreal.
Next birthday.
We also had a friend, shout out AC, she took some pictures for us on like an adventure shoot. So we have some super high quality pictures.
I think this would be a great point in the video podcast to show some of those pictures. So make sure you send
Here
those
they
to us. We'll
are.
put some right here
Yeah,
and
sure.
right here.
Yeah.
And again, here. Wow, those are beautiful
Those are
pictures.
beautiful. I'm so
Look at
excited
those.
about those. All right, let's get writing.
All right, let's go. I think we start with the chorus. I think that the vibe you had going was really great.
I don't remember it,
Listen
but I
to
have it. Hold on, I have it here somewhere. No, did I not? Oh, here we go. I think it'd be fun to like halftime the chorus. Oh, would it be fun, Amanda? I hate hearing myself on any sort of recording, which is funny because of my job. Something like that.
It could keep going up too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it. Go for White Hydrangea.
What were you thinking? For it to go up more?
No. Falling in,
Oh, okay, and then-
in
okay.
love, in love.
I don't know, something like that.
Falling in love.
Should it go? Should there be another thing, or should the chorus just be like super quick, white hydrangea?
I think twice. I think I got the chords now. You ready? So it'll be white hydrangeas, we were Strangers in love and oh. What does that do? I think I'm falling in love.
I don't know that I like that result, but I think there's something ish.
Give me something else. I'll stop playing right there when we get there. White hydrangeas, we were strangers.
I think I'm falling in love.
Oh,
Oh, I think I'm falling in love. And when the rain, my wedding angels around. Oh, I think I'm falling in love.
oh.
Oh, why don't you
That's great. Record it real quick so don't forget it. I think that's the chorus, that vibe. Oh, my hands hurt.
Why?
Bar chords, D minor. I should have picked a better key. That's my fault.
Okay.
But
I like
also
bar
F's in
chords.
there, so I don't want to. And A minors are there, so I don't want to put a capo on it for music nerds that might be listening. Just want to play
Please
the
do
chords purely.
whatever chord you would like to do.
No, no,
I
no.
don't know anything
That's the rule.
about
We have very
it.
few rules here in Songs and Strangers. One we're going to
Are you
stick
guys
to.
liking it so far? You can be absolutely
Yes,
honest if you're like, I
absolutely.
don't like that part.
Like, I don't
or-
know. I wish it was happier.
Yeah.
No,
Anything.
no,
Like,
it's great.
We are not precious with our music babies until we are.
Yeah, that's true. Unless it's just us in the room, and then I am very precious about my ideas.
My idea's better.
All right, record this chorus real quick. You're singing.
White hydrangea, oh, we were strangers alone. I think I'm falling in love. Oh, I think I'm falling in love.
Oh, and then somehow White Hydrangea. White Hydrangea.
Yeah.
You're with my white hydrangea. That sounds racial. I think I'm falling in love. Oh, and it started with this. It all started with the white hydrangea.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I think it's funny that you guys both thought I'm never going to see this person again, and then you're like, yeah, but I'm going to send her a hydrangea though.
That's right.
No, literally. Well,
You know what's
yes.
funny? People said
The-
about me and Amanda all the time when we first started dating is you guys look like brother and sister, and you guys kind of look like brother and sister. And so I think
We've
it's
gotten
just
that we
when you
look
love
related,
somebody
too.
enough, when you're
Yeah.
into somebody enough, you just start morphing.
Alyssa, what
It's
were you
dark
about to say?
features. Dark features. The plant he sent me wasn't a hydrangea, but the fake plant was a
Ah,
hydrangea. Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Well, we're
The
going
fake-
to
the
skip
fake
that.
one.
We're going to
I'm
skip
sorry.
Well,
that.
let's just say that there's a new.
Artistic
Ignore.
license.
He replaced your fake hydrangea with a real one, and that is a whole song.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the
That
right
is-
picture.
I do love hydrangeas.
I do too. I've killed a few in my day though.
That's why I have the fake.
Oh, let me see.
Let me see.
We look so different.
We look like, babies. Like, he put his glasses, you can't see.
Oh,
Okay, please send to Amy and right
Oh,
here
that's
if
so
you're
cute.
watching.
I will.
that's so cute.
Here it
We
is.
always laughed at our early pictures because this was before I knew how to do my hair, and then she
Yeah.
was like, "Coleman,
I was like, Coleman, you have curly hair. I was like, I know you don't know this, but your hair is curly if you, like,
Yeah.
would condition it.
Yeah, you're like let's.
And now he
do
has, like,
something.
perfect ringlets, so.
Yeah. Oh, what's
I
that
have
like?
I have an idea for an intro,
All
Let's
right.
hear it.
just to kind of go from the start of it all, build off of what you said as well, Abner. Knock on your door, sweaty palm. Didn't know I would be in need of it all.
Okay. Wait, say it
Love
again.
that.
Knock on your door in a sweaty palm.
Yeah.
Like,
So I was nervous, but I was also sweaty
you were
when
nervous.
I got there.
You were nervous.
What did you say after that? You said knock on your door, sweaty palm, some need of it all. What would you say after that?
Didn't know I'd be in need of it all.
I like that.
Do you? That's what she says to me when she kind of likes it, but not sure.
No, I
yet.
do because you were just saying that's like you didn't know what you needed until you found her.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yep, I like that.
Did you just write? Oh, I thought you just wrote down oil, and I was like, that's not.
She
He didn't need
listen,
oil.
Texas. We just need that cash, baby.
That cash.
Strangers, we were strangers, and oh, I think I'm falling in love. Oh, go.
I lost my my page.
That's pages we learned for ages and all. Love that you love and all. But the white hydrangea. So it's like it'd be a nice country turn to end it with.
Yeah, I know.
With a white hydrangea. With a white. And you started it all with a white hydrangea.
It all started.
You started it all. Because you go, oh, I think I'm falling in love. Oh, I know you, and you started it all. Oh, with a white hydrangea, white hydrangeas. We were strangers, and oh, I think I'm falling in love. Oh, I think I'm falling in love. Bem some later, bem some came on and on that you started it all. Oh, with white hydrangeas.
I think that maybe that next part can kind of the chorus can speak to the fact that it was horrible timing. Like, it's in a pandemic, you're starting nursing school, like, and then it can lead into.
In the chorus?
Yeah, in the chorus, like.
I'd love to have. Here we are. How many minutes are we into this? Songs of Strangers? 40 minutes of real time. Yeah. We'll edit whatever time it is after editing here. We're about halfway in, and I would love at this point to have a chorus top to bottom. Okay. And then I think we're gonna be able to take all these beautiful notes. At least yours are beautiful. My handwriting is.
Are you guys gonna be around a little bit later so that when we're done we can call back and give you the full?
Yeah, what I'd love to do is with you guys here, finish the chorus, get a couple of verses started, then let you guys go for a minute. Me and Amanda are gonna iron it out, and then we'd love for our first real performance of this song to be just for you guys in real time. You'll be the first two to hear it. You and our producer Amy Waters. And then, it is literally January 12th. It's a Friday. We're going to be posting this on January 15th, this coming Monday, our first ever podcast, Songs of Strangers. No, there are no sponsors. This would be a great place to put in a fake sponsor ad right here. Who do you name? What's a fake sponsor you'd like to do this next ad?
A fake sponsor.
Yeah. What do they provide?
I want to be like it. It's like Buc-ee's, but we can't say Buc-ee's because that's already a thing. But like just a really big gas station that has
this
gas station
with Home Goods. All right, with Truckies. We're really excited to be sponsored by Truckies. Insert Truckies ad here. All right,
just so we don't get.
So let's get a chorus in. We'll get some of the verses started. I think you got a good start. Let's do this chorus. Baby, go. That's cool. I like being fast in the second half. Yeah. Just double time at the end of the second half. So, white hydrangeas, we were strangers, and no, I think I'm falling in love. Oh, I think I'm falling in love. Repeat that twice. We like that?
Fall in love twice?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah? Okay.
Second half starts with, you said something.
The time ain't great. Like the timing's not great.
Yeah. You broke the rules by, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah. Like, you said something with ages too, which I was trying to figure that out because I like the way it sang. But then I couldn't think of something.
On time turned greater. Bad time turned greater. Bad time turned greater. Hearts are faded when tides turn. Lay low. Tides turn could also be a cool way to say that it was a bad season that you made better. We could get real literal, like you turned my winter into spring.
I just got so cold. Speaking of winter,
I am burning up.
are you really
Burning
What's
up.
wrong with our bodies?
My body's doing just great.
My body's inherently shameful.
Oh, another thing we wanted to mention, if we're in need of more notes / content,
Let's
we
go.
would have to drive 8 hours through the good old Appalachian Mountains every time.
Because, you know, it was the beginning of, you know, planes weren't open, airplanes weren't open. And
Yeah, but however, at the same time, I'm so glad we met during that period
Yeah, me too.
because when it got to the point where they made more plane tickets available, they were very cheap, and so we wouldn't have been able to afford flying back and forth.
Right, yeah.
Right.
No. And for the first few months, we were it's almost very nostalgic now to drive. And now the idea of driving 8 hours is insane to me, but it's almost very nostalgic now to drive because the first few months of our entire relationship was just us driving back and forth, you know.
And you never thought you could think about somebody for the whole drive.
Yeah.
Woo.
Aw.
I like that.
We also, he sent me a lot of flowers, or he would always get me flowers. Flowers are and plants are a really big part of our relationship. And the first flowers he ever got me, I decided to press them so that I could keep them forever. Mm-hmm. And then that started to be something that we did. And then he made me a flower press because I was just pressing them in my nursing school textbooks.
Yeah.
And he made me a flower press. So now I have all of these pressed flowers up.
Oh.
Hanging
Let's
from things that he's
go.
given me.
Okay, I think we take a pause, and then we come back.
Okay.
Right? Because I think we're going to sit here and waste all of your time while you're like, please figure this out.
You know you're
All right,
good.
we're gonna
Y'all
come
are
back.
the songwriters.
Yes.
No,
No,
you are
we
too.
are. We're the songwriters.
That's the whole point of this thing. All four of us are writing this song
we
together.
also were like, yeah, do you guys have 2 hours? And like 7 hours later.
I know exactly.
It's
Hard
okay.
habit to break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna let Alyssa and Coleman collect their thoughts. And we're gonna bring them back at
Make
the
out a little bit, you know.
Y'all can make out,
Whatever
stay
you guys
fresh.
want to do. Press some flowers.
We're gonna come back at the end of the show, and either we'll have the whole song written and we'll perform it for them,
Yeah.
or we'll have most of it written and we'll finish it up with them,
Yeah.
and then we'll perform it for them.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a break, and here's a word from our non-sponsor.
Here's a break from the sponsors we don't have.
All right.
Right.
We've officially written a song.
We did it.
Let's bring our guests that we wrote this song with and for and about, Alyssa and Coleman, our very first guests of Songs of Strangers podcast. We are currently looking for sponsorships in the deodorant field.
Thank you. I jumped on a trampoline in a sweater. It's not ideal.
Sometimes
natural
writing a
deodorant.
song, you just need a moment to clear your head. Sometimes that's going to the bathroom to take a leak. Sometimes that's jumping on a trampoline. Sometimes that's taking a deep breath of the sweet, exotic flavors of your right armpit. Like my wife, the precious, the beautiful, the amazing, the glorious, the gorgeous Amanda Grace Sudano Ramirez. She got my name, y'all. All right, let's let Alyssa and Coleman back in here, folks. And let's hope they don't hate it.
Guys, it took
Can you hear
Yo!
us?
Guys, we can hear you.
Yo!
It took some turns.
Hey,
We've written the song.
We've written a song.
We're open to edits
Okay.
and notes.
It is.
We went all in on this song.
We
is what I'm
just.
saying.
We had some fun. We jumped on the trampoline.
We did. We jumped on the
Love.
trampoline to clear our heads. And we would like to perform it for you for the very first time right now.
Wonderful.
let's do it. No pressure.
I know.
No pressure.
I know. I feel like this is like those moments in like home makeover shows where somebody's about to see what their kitchen looks like, and you're gonna be able to tell in like an instant whether they're into it or not. And every so often they're like, oh, and you can see them being like, this is not what I wanted, but yay.
It needs
So,
some. It needs.
Just
We're still learning the song. We're still
Okay.
learning the song, but I'm very excited about this song. We used a lot of your story. It's all about you, so it's all
yeah.
your story.
It's all.
Yeah.
We wanted to use as much of the story and the little tidbits as possible. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. There's caffeine right here. Let me have that.
Yeah. It's a bad time for dry January, you know what I mean?
It is actually a horrible time for dry January. Listen, Coleman, are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
We're gonna go for it. I'm so nervous. Give me your address and I'll be there. 5 minutes or less. Oh, sweaty palms and all, heart pounds in my chest, and I'm feeling oh so suddenly blessed. Watch how quick I fall. I'm running out here racing, trying to show you how I feel. Plastic petals fill your vases. Let me give you something real. White hydrangeas, yeah, we were strangers, and oh, I think we're falling in love. Oh, I think we're falling in love. We're falling in love.
No one ever called me lovely till you said it. I don't wanna forget. I hung it on the wall. I'm stubborn with my joy. You get it? It's easy now. I hope you come along. Plastic petals fill my vases till you gave me something real. White hydrangea. Oh, we were strangers, and oh, look at us falling in love. Oh, look how we're falling in love. Made friends with danger. To love is to wager it all. Timing was all wrong, but you got me with this white hydrangea.
Look how we're falling in love now. Look how we're falling in love. Driving through the mountains to see you. 8 hours and counting, Appalachian Mountains. See you. Charlotte down to Cancun, yeah, who knew? I'd only dance when I'm with you, Queen to Caribbean, yeah, who knew? Driving through the mountains to see you. 8 hours and counting, Appalachian Mountains to see you. Charlotte down to Cancun, yeah, who knew? I'd only dance when I'm with you, Queen of the Caribbean, yeah, who knew? Who knew? Queen City, the Caribbean. Who knew? Queen City, the Caribbean. Plastic petals fill your vases. Let me give you something real. Oh, white hydrangeas, yeah, we were strangers, and oh, I think we're falling in love. Yeah, look how we're falling in love.
Made friends with danger. To love is to wager it all. Timing was all wrong. Oh, but you got me with this white hydrangea. It's a Friday well spent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Songs with Strangers from us in Burbank and Alysa and Coleman in Queens City, Charlotte, North Carolina. To you, wherever you are, thank you all for listening. Alysa and Coleman, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Thank you for being our very first guest.
Thank you guys so much.
I hope you guys
sharing
like
your story
it.
with us.
Yeah, no
Of course.
doubt.
Well, thank you for your music. This is how we are.
Yeah.
We love to hear
We did. If you guys want to be a part of Songs with Strangers, please submit at songswithstrangers.com. Listen, Coleman, we're gonna stick around. Amy's got to produce some stuff, but we love you. This is us saying goodbye to you.
Thank
Love
you guys so much.
No, thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
y'all.
Bye.
I don't think they like it. I don't think they like it. I don't think they like the song.
Yeah.
So that's
I
unexpected.
think maybe that wasn't what they were expecting.
I think they were
We
expecting
write
like
a
just
lot of like love songs.
super duper love song, and I wasn't in the mood for it today. I wasn't in the mood to write a super duper love song. I was in the mood to write something kind of fun.
Yeah, me too.
To see you, driving through the mountains to see you. Listen, folks, if you would like to be disappointed by a song we write for you, feel free to go to thesongswithstrangers.com and submit your story, who you are. We're going to be doing these once a month. Please check us out on youtube.com/Johnnyswim. The first Monday of every month, we perform a new song that we've written, not for you or with you, just for ourselves and with ourselves. Then we do a Say Grace episode the second Monday. The third Monday, we do Songs with Strangers, the podcast. And then the fourth Monday of the month, we do Swim or Die. It is we literally have a screen printing factory in our driveway, and it's the adventures of the merch we make, and we put it on sale at the end of the episode.
If we choose you to be with Songs with Strangers, to be our stranger, obviously we write a song together. You get the credit that you deserve for that. And I do also think that maybe we should make like a pin, or we should give people like free shows for a year, or just a free show.
If you're the stranger, you get to come to the show for free next time we're in your town.
Next time we're in town, VIP, everything.
The whole thing. Come on the bus, come say hi, raise our kids for us.
All of that.
Everything. It's exclusive.
Like, spoon feed me grapes.
Exclusive.
Amy can relax that day, and she doesn't have to spoon feed me grapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was our very first podcast, very first episode.
Everybody, okay.
Songs with Strangers, the podcast, episode 1 is over. Resume your drive. Enjoy your traffic. Enjoy the workout. We love you. Johnnyswim, signing off.
How long does it take for us to say goodbye? 5 years.